Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? This is Susan for SLC Aquatics. I don't see any my audio signal. Testing 1 2. I see one there, but I don't see it on the screen. So, are y'all hearing me and seeing me every okay? I'm in a different area tonight, and I hope everybody can hear me. I'm going to switch over to the YouTube here uh, just for a second to make sure it's muted. And then I'm going to uh, play with the chat over there until some of my mods come in. So, here you Muppet says, great. And what did Lee say? Insanity, all crystal clear, Susan. As y'all can tell, maybe I'm on my front porch today, and we're going to talk about some summer tubbing and ponds. And for those who live in the areas where you can do that, and I'm going to switch the camera in a few minutes. I was setting up out here and I have a bird's nest um, over the entryway of some Carolina wrens, and there's some babies in there. So I had to go into the living room for a few minutes so that the parents could feed the babies because the babies were screaming. And I don't know if y'all are hearing any road noise or not. So if you are, please let me know because I want you to enjoy the live stream tonight. So, how's everybody doing? John at J. Oliver's Guppies and Aquatics is here. Muppet 929. Lee Wilcox Insanity and Aquatics is here. And I got started a few minutes early, and I know Rika Stan and TN Aqua are still live, and we discussed that last night. You should get yourself a rocking chair and a shotgun. got, I got both. Shout and random strangers that pass by, stay off my grass. I remember that night you were screaming out the window. I believe it was New Year's Eve, Lee, except you used a few French words that I don't use. But they were being awful loud, those people downstairs on the street. So I'm going to go ahead and try to switch my camera. Let me know if my audio messes up. But here is my 150 uh, tote that I got from, it's not a tote, it's a tub that I got from Tractor Supply. Was it last year or year before last? And it's 150 gallons, and they had it on sale for $99. So Rod and I brought it home, and there's 5 shabumpkins in there. One is about 4 inches long, and the other four are still about 2 or 3 inches long. And that is frog bit and duckweed floating on top. Uh, I've been feeding them some 3 and 4 millimeter pellets. Thank you. I want to encourage anybody who wants to do a outside tub that has even a piece of a concrete patio. You want to put it in an area that does not get direct sunlight all day long because as the temperatures go up, your fish can get overheated. You're going to have a whole lot of green algae growing on. And as long as there's not a city ordinance about mosquitoes, you'll be fine. Yes, you did, Lee. You went full blown Karen on those people fighting outside my bedroom window. I was messing around as usual, and I did use some very colorful words. Yes, you did. Oh, um, so direct sunlight is a no-no for your ponds or your tubs. I started with a 20-gallon tub, which is in the corner back here, and I'm going to switch the camera back to me so that you can see me while I'm setting up the camera for the 20-gallon tub, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see it until I switch the camera. So, oh, yeah, it's over there in the corner. It's a 20-gallon tub that I had 3 feeder goldfish in. And as you see, I've got a little hang on the back filter, which is probably good for a 10-gallon aquarium. I think it's a marine land penguin biowheel. And Rod notched the lip of that tub out for me for the hang on the back filters to fit in there. A Whisper, a Tetra Whisper EX20 will also fit in that space. And I also have 2 sponges that are probably for a 5-gallon beta tank hooked up to an air pump. And I turned the hang on the back filter off during the winter, and everything froze this year because it was terrible. I plan on building a pond when we move. Always had them, so looking forward to having one again. They attract so much wildlife: dragonflies, frogs, hedgehogs, all manner. Last home we had herons too, and no fish thanks to them. Yes, I have herons that come and fish in the creek, but so far they don't know I have any livestock on the porch here. And but that's the 20 in the back, and I'm gonna just leave the camera. Just hold on to your seats as I rotate it. That's the 150, and then here's the 40, and the camera's gonna be off just a little bit. But this is the 40. There's nothing but plants in the 40-gallon and in the 20-gallon. And I started with the 20-gallon with 3 feeder goldfish, and as they got larger, Rod got me this 40-gallon oval tub. It's also probably, he got it from either Home Depot, Lowe's, or Tractor. I think we got it from Tractor Supply. And we raised those goldfish up until they died in my preform pond that I had. I had a preformed 125-gallon preform pond that I was going to put in the ground. And I have a video where I was starting to dig, and Rod helped to dig, but we kept running into roots, and he didn't have the correct tools to cut those roots and stuff. So also I was putting it in a place that gets direct sunlight just about all the time. I'm on Wi-Fi out here on my laptop, so y'all let me know if the signal is unbearable. So we got 5 right now at 6:04. I hope y'all click the like button and share it out. Invite other people in to discuss ponds. The little DIY filter in the 40-gallon is made out of a plastic coffee can, and I have a power head pump. I think there's a 960 power head pump in that one. And as you see, it's clogged up, or it would be flowing better than that. And the duckweed grows all year round because that side of the tub does get more sunlight than the other 2 tubs. And I've grown some plants. There's no substrate in that pond except maybe some gravel or some, I think there's a couple bowls with gravel in it. And as soon as we are sure that we're not going to go down into the 30s anymore, I'm going to start bringing my peace lilies out and putting them back in the water. Now, in the 150 here, I have to make sure that I have something tall enough to put those plants on so that the leaves can grow outside of the water and the roots are what's down in the water because the goldfish will eventually eat the roots. So I'm thinking of a couple of those floating baskets like Suzy Q made. And Lee says they ate all of my fish. Having watched OFR build their pond, they talked about herons and how to protect them from taking fish. And I have a plan now. Okay, I need to go back and look at some of those videos because I know they've got a humongous pond out there that they dug. So, are there any one of you in the audience that have done outside tubbing? I've had, like I said, I had a preform pond that I had out here for 2 or 3 years, and I had raised goldfish, and I tried introducing koi, but the koi brought disease in. The goldfish died first, and then eventually all of the koi died. And I swore up and down that I'd never have koi again. But I don't know if you just saw the biggest fish swim by or not. Might be having a little focus issue, but the water's still cold to touch. And I'm going to put a couple pellets in here. These pellets are the spring and fall pellets. They're really too big for the fish. So after they soften up is when they actually can eat them. But this is API's um, cool water food, and you want to feed that in the spring and the fall because it actually nourishes them, but it doesn't create so much waste in the water column. Hey, Monster Fish Gal and Cooper's Aquatics, welcome to the live stream. We're talking about outside tubbing and ponds and what kind of fish that you can plan to put out there. So this is the size of the pellet. Uh, it doesn't say what size it is, but it's bigger than the 3 and the 4. So I figured these are like 6 and 8 millimeter, excuse me, pellets. And they're going to be too hard and too big for them to eat. The big one may come up and eat one. There's the big one. And they're all shabumpkins. And I do plan to get some orange goldfish, the common goldfish. How you doing, Cooper? And Lori, thanks. I finally have a mod in the house. Now I'm getting old. I think raised borders and a raised pond is my best bet. A large tub. I can bend over and crouch. I just can't get back up again without help. Me too. That's why I do above ground tubs and ponds. Um, and then I thought about when we cut grass, some of the grass might get blown into the pond if it's an in ground pond. And Rod and I have talked about putting an edging around the outside. Hey Melvin Reef, how you doing tonight? Welcome to the live stream. We're talking about outside tubs and ponds this year tonight, and I know right now it's been in the 70s all day. Right now I'm on the front porch and it's 79 degrees right here. And this morning I think it was 61 or something like that, 56. So we're going to have another cold spell here in a couple days, but I think it's only going down into the 40s. These goldfish have stayed out all year long. I know you can see them coming up and hitting those pellets, and they'll grab it and go to the bottom and chew on it and then come back up for another one. But those shabumpkins are very pretty colored. I can't wait for the smaller ones to get some size to them. And I usually give them some tropical flakes also, that is mixed with spirulina flakes, because they don't need a whole lot of protein. Great, Melvin. Cooper says, I've been trying to catch your stream, but I can't stay awake. LOL. Cooper, I understand. And, if you're able to catch the replay later, hello there, Kenny E. at Daniken's Aquatics. Welcome to the live stream. I understand, and how we don't keep pushing yourself. Your body needs rest. Because I sure don't want to hear anybody getting sick because they stayed up just to watch my live stream. Maybe you can watch the replay later. But this is the 150-gallon tub that has 5 shabumpkins in it. And Melvin said last night I did a 2-hour podcast called The Loungin' Reef PDC. I hope it was successful. Sorry, I'm outside, so you're going to hear a road noise. And it's 6 o'clock here, so you know what that means. Rush hour, people getting off of work. But let me show you all the 20-gallon tub that's in the back corner. And it has a hang on the back filter. You see that orange, that red coffee can right there? Well, right there, that's what I make some of my DIY filters out of. But I'm going to raise it up so you can see the 20-gallon tub. It has duckweed and some plants, and this one has substrate in it, but there's no fish in it right now. I usually put some of my guppies down in there, but as you see, that one does not get a whole lot of sun. And I have a board across just for decoration. Got some frogs and rocks up there. But I'm thinking about doing an aquaponic flower pot, and put some, I think they're clay balls in it with some terrestrial plants, and hooking up one of these power head pumps to pump water up out of the tub through that and back out into like a small waterfall. Thank you, Monster Fish Gal, for sharing my website. Everybody, have been neglecting it lately, but I will be getting a hold of it in a few days and updating some of the upcoming events like Aquashella in Dallas. I believe there's going to be an Aquashella in is it Florida this year? And I haven't done a newsletter in the last 30 days, so Y'all send me some articles at score48@yahoo.com. Email me, okay? Your articles, your short stories, your photos, your video links. Just email me. Melvin says, yes, it was Susan. We have fun 1 minute. We're talking about saltwater fish and freshwater. Later, all of a sudden, the preacher comes out. And can I get a fish fam amen? Amen. Amen, Melvin. Oh, God bless you all. Hope y'all had a good Easter. Shh. Little crotch rocket, little motorcycle. But I got started on a budget. And of course, the 20-gallon tub was at Home Depot or Lowe's for about 20 bucks. And I already had um, some gravel substrate, and I put gravel down in it, or pebbles, smooth sandstone pebbles. And then Rod cut the lip out of that 20 gallon so I could put a hang on the back filter in it at first. And then I started building my own DIY filters. But I'll take a canister, a coffee can like this, don't even remember how many ounces it was. But inside, I'll build my media, my rocks, my coarse, my dense sponge, my polyfill fabric, and then put some rocks on top of the polyfill to keep it down. And I'll use a power head pump in here and cut a few holes in the top of the lid, and that's how I do filtration. And when your water slows down, that's when you know it's time to clean your filter out. But does anybody have any questions about how to get started with your summer tubs? I'm going to put guppies, and I might put some plecos out this year. And I'm going to get some more goldfish because I've got 5 shabumpkins in there. And the plants are pretty much floating plants. The plants that's inside are artificial plastic plants for hiding. And the pump that is pumping here is a 1200 GPS, gallons per second or whatever. And the fountain part came off of actually another filter. It was given to me that was a wet dry filter, which I didn't like because I didn't like the idea of water coming out of the pond into a wet dry filter being pumped back into the pond. I don't know, I didn't like that. I know the aquaponics is a little bit like that, but it's not going to be a wet dry. It's always going to be wet. So I've been looking at some concrete made uh, ponds and such that these other people are making on YouTube. And I've been enjoying watching them use other things you have laying around the house, like even a screen, the round screen off of a fan to mold your concrete uh, basins with. Anyway, great ideas. And when I get ready to do a few projects, I'll be filming. But before it gets much warmer, because the critters come out when it gets warmer, I'm going to start baiting my uh, minnow trap and see what I catch in the creek. I have changed my mind from um, from doing a wild tank because I had to save those angelfish from the family that was hit by the tornadoes. So I've got to have use my tanks for the grow out of those angels. And so there I may not do an all natural aquarium, but I will be filming some adventures that I'm doing down there. What? Melvin said Kenny experienced this at first hand in Patty too. Haha, tonight I'm doing back-to-back radio live streams starting tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern and 3:30 a.m. for the Reefing Lounge. I'll be asleep. Hello, PA Fish Keeper. How are you doing? Hello, gang. Yeah, we're talking about summer tubbing, and you everybody has a dream pond with a big fountain and everything, but I am on so much rock, and my water table is only 3 feet down. So if I dig, I'm digging into the water table, and the environmental department won't allow that to happen. I think, tell me if I'm wrong, that I will build my pond in the same fashion I build my aquariums: deep soil, sand capped, lots and lots of plants, an external or internal filter this time that has a water spout. That sounds just about right, Lee. Um, or you can still use sponge filters as long as you have some place to put your air pump that will keep it out of the weather. My air pump is back against the wall, and we're on a porch, so it doesn't get any water on it. Every once in a while, I have to wipe it off because it's dirty. I was watching someone's video in the fish fam, and they turned their boat into a pond. I saw that too. Yep, when your boat springs a leak, plug it up and fill it up with water and put your fish inside of it. Yeah, I think those are neat ideas. I've seen people turn their old jalopies that are rusting out in the field into ponds as well. And you can do whatever your mind can create, but don't be afraid to get started. And it is important to know the jurisdiction law or know the laws in your area about open standing water. And as long as you keep the water moving, you won't really be breeding the mosquito larva because your fish will end up eating the larva. You just have to watch for pesky things like dragonfly nymphs, king herons, big birds that fish for fish. I haven't had any problems with frogs yet, and this is my 5th year of keeping ponds on the porch. Sometimes the chipmunks and the squirrels come in to get water, and the wasps come in to get drinks of water. You just let them get their water and fly away. So, thank you, Monster Fish Gal, for sharing everybody's YouTube link. And Lee says, thank you, Susan. Exciting times ahead. Friend are demanding we have a housewarming party and lovely people excited for the two of us. Oh, great. Have fun. Enjoy your new neighbors and enjoy your new home. Lee says, thank you, Fish Monster Fish Gal. My channel is mostly insanity, though. random stuff and not much help for fish peeps. But when you show your fish and you're entertainingly, I've noticed a lot of the fish fam are, are venturing out into different hobby parts that they uh, are sharing on their channels. And I think we need to just have fun with our YouTube channel. I know if you're trying to get monetized, it's important to stay true to the reason why you created your channel. And that way you'll make the algorithm happy. I've got a train coming by. I sure didn't think about that. I'm going to put some more pellets out so y'all can see the fish come up. Yeah, that train sounds like it's limping. Come on, babies. Get you something to eat. Come on. Yeah, I talk to them in the mornings. I was able to come out here and drink my coffee in the morning. It is so wonderful. And if I get up early enough, I can see the sunrise, and the ponds get just a little bit of sun, direct sun, for about 30 to 40 minutes. And so I don't have an algae problem. As you see, the water levels are down. And most of the time, I top them off and put in dechlorinator. There's really not much maintenance until the filters need cleaned, and that changes with how much you have stocked in the tubs, how much you're feeding them, how much they're pooping, and if I had a few larger fish in there, I would be experiencing spawning activity right now. Usually early in the morning and late in the evening. I don't care about money. I do videos as a sort of hobby when Sue is at work, something to do to get me out of bed, and I always reply to comments, and I love that the most. I do too, Lee. Sometimes I'm in a rush and just give short little responses, and then sometimes when I'm relaxing and watching someone's video, I can almost leave a book. That's the sort of pump I want, a spout. Also, your water is crystal clear. It's brilliant, Susan. Thank you, Lee. But it didn't used to be because when I did a water change about a month ago, and with the water change, I added 5 pounds of pool filter sand. And I rinsed that sand and I rinsed that sand until the water in the bucket came clear. But when I added the sand to this pond or to this 150-gallon tub, it was milky. It was milky for 2 weeks. And, I told Rod, well, I'm just going to do another water change. He said, I think you're supposed to wait. It's so funny. When he gives me ideas, I laugh because he acts like he doesn't pay any attention to the fish hobby. And when I'm getting impatient, he's reminding me of what I need to do, and that is to wait and be patient. Hello, Brandon at Maple Street Aquatics. How you doing? I was just telling everybody I had to go rescue some um, over 100 baby angelfish after the tornadoes came through, and a guy had to get rid of his livestock real fast because he had no electricity, he had no heat, and he was keeping all tropical fish. And his fish room's in a block building, and so he was keeping his fish room at about 83 to 84 degrees. And when the tornadoes came through and damaged the property, it when I was getting my fish 2 days later, um, hey, 2 days later, his fish room was 73 degrees. And Rod nailed it. Good man. Yes, he is. He's an awesome man. And I just get tickled because we all forget, we all get impatient. And as you see, the filter has caught up with the water change and the milkiness and created enough beneficial bacteria to actually make my water clear. There's all kinds of substrates down in this 150-gallon because when I broke down the fish room last April, when I was dumping substrates, I dumped all of the substrate into this 150-gallon. So I've got Eco Complete, I've got gravel, I've got black sandblasting sand, I've got um, probably not pool filter sand, but play sand, and and then I added the 5 pounds of pool filter sand on the surface. So you can. It wasn't enough to bring any depth, but there's probably an inch or two of substrate down in here, and I can um, try to plant some plants that the goldfish won't eat. And so I'm listening for suggestions. So whenever y'all want to help out, go ahead and help me out with suggestions for plants. I know an Anubias probably would survive. Brianne's in here. Hey, Brianne, welcome to the live stream. I sure did enjoy you and Caleb last night with Fishy Biz. So I was telling Brandon that I was having to wait on my natural aquarium until these angels grow out, and I still will do a members only uh, video of me actually going down to the creek catching critters in my minnow. Hey, T-bone fishes, how you doing? But I probably won't set up an aquarium right now. It's always good to get a second perspective when making changes with fish and tanks. Nessa helps me a lot as well, making better decisions. Yes, Rod makes better decisions, and then when I explain to him what I'm trying to do, he kind of backs down, and I'm like, "Don't back down, keep giving me input." He said, "Well, it seems like you got a plan." I said, "I have a plan, but I need two heads sometimes." And so sometimes he helps me, and sometimes I just have to wait. Sue does the same thing, but only recently. She will give me advice, and she often notices things I may have missed. It's lovely. She does care. Isn't it wonderful? Welcome, T Bones. And if I missed anybody, welcome to the live stream. But this is my 150-gallon pond that has 5 shabumpkins in there. There's a real big one that's about 4 inches big. He's mostly gray in body. I think it's a female, but it's kind of alpha because it's the largest fish, and the little ones kind of look up to it. Here he comes. There he is. There's the little ones. Rod bought these for me. He picked them out. He showed me. He did a messenger video chat with me when he was at the pet store, probably back in September or October. And I was nervous about leaving the little ones out because all winter long because I kept my goldfish inside until they were about 3 inches long. But everybody survived through the winter, and this winter the ponds actually froze because of the cold temperatures. We got down to like 17 degrees and stayed in the 20s, for days this winter, and that was unusual. Let's see. 100%. So, does anyone have any other questions about setting up a pond? If you came in late, I have a 20-gallon in the corner with a hang on the back filter and two sponge filters in it. There's no fish in it yet. There's just plants and plastic plants and java moss and duckweed and frog bit and maybe some few pieces of hornswort. I'm trying to get my hornswort to grow. And goldfish will eat hornswort. Also, I have a 40-gallon tub that's just got duckweed and a little bit of frog bit. And I usually grow my plants in the 40-gallon. And I will be adding some fish in there, but I don't know what I'm going to put out this year. Uh, I'm I'm low on my guppies. I might put a few of my guppies out here that have turned into kind of yellow leopard grass, but some of the males' tails are a black velvet, so they're real pretty. They just don't have a whole lot of color in them, and they have um, not the snake pattern, but the cobra pattern. That's just not real dominant. I want to make it darker. Hey, Big Easy Support Group. Hello, Mark. I love you. How are you doing? So, Brandon says we grew some dwarf sage in some bigger containers in our outdoor ponds. You can really produce a lot of dwarf sage if you put them in big enough pots. Okay, I'm going to try that. Peter at T-Bone Fishes, Joey, the king of DIY, was on Jess's live stream the other day. So I popped up and took the blank out of him. Jaws dropped, then everyone started laughing. He took it well. You're so funny. We tolerate you because we love you. And thank you so much, Lori and Brandon. If Lori needs any help sharing links, we share people's YouTube channel links now, and you can grab information of mine in the description. And I do have monetization on tonight. I didn't last Tuesday night, and I kept telling everybody you can join by hitting the join button. There's two levels, $1.99 fry level, $3.99 juvenile level, and all of that stuff, and super chats and super stickers. But nobody could do anything because monetization was not on. I'm going to be quiet because I have a bird. But she's feeding her babies. And I'll turn the camera around. She's got a worm. I'm going to switch the camera onto me. And then I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the bird's nest. Ooh, gnats. I'm going to have to adjust this. Let me see. Yeah, it's a little dark for you guys, but there's a box with a hole in it, but they're not nesting in the hole. They used to nest in the box, and I keep it cleaned out. She's on top of Rod's car right now. She's trying to come around me. I only poke fun with people I love. Otherwise, it would be bullying and would never troll or bully anyone or someone. Make love, not war. Exactly. Okay, both of the parents are coming in. I wish it was lit so y'all could see it better. I don't think they're going to come in. Oh, come on. Why didn't you stay? See, if I take my hand away, it gets darker. But you can see the nesting material hanging out over the area beside the box. Yeah, a little bird watching tonight. Rack would love it. Somebody go get River Life. Um, of course, that's just a Logitech camera. But I don't know if they'll feed them while I'm sitting out here. We got about 15 more minutes. T-Bone says making love is a lot more pleasant than making war. Let's keep it family friendly, of course. And also reminded me of Dan. If I get quiet, it's because the bird's trying to fly in. But anyway, I thought y'all might enjoy um, talking about summer tubbing, setting up your first tub on the patio. Like I said, it doesn't take much. You can even use sponge filters in your 20-gallon, 40-gallon tubs, as long as you keep the air pump, in a container. I wish y'all could see what I'm seeing. She's too nervous. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera back around because she's not going to come in and feed them while we're out here. But we only have a few more minutes. So I'll let y'all see the 40-gallon. See all my duckweed? I grow duckweed because during the summer when the fish eat a lot, everything that you see in the 150 will be gone by the end of the day, and I'll have to harvest some more duckweed for the next day. That's awesome. My father loved birds and kept them. He has a large aviary in the garden and just loved birds. He had them in the house and let them roam, all tame and clean, poop trained birds. That's awesome. Because that's what my next question was. Who cleaned up? But I throw food in the 40-gallon and in the 20-gallon to nourish the plants. And I'm getting ready to throw a few more pellets into the pond. This is a 150-gallon tub we got for $99 at Tractor Supply on sale last 2 years ago. And it replaced my 125-gallon preformed pond that should have been in the ground, but we couldn't get it in the ground because our water table is only 3 feet down. And when we were digging to put it in the ground, we kept running into roots and rocks. So we gave up and decided to try to put it above ground here on the porch. And I had a waterproof mat rug, under an outdoor rug underneath of it, and just in case it began to leak, it would absorb it and not flood my porch or leak into my kitchen. My kitchen's right off from the porch. It is, Lee. I think that's amazing, and something that if you take time with your pets, even a wild animal can get into a routine. The more time that you spend with them, they would come and sit with you and on you, so tame, and they pooped in the poop tray. How he managed that, I don't know. But no smell and no mess, just friendly birds. That would be something awesome. For me, I would love that. Roots can ruin a plan quick. Yep, that's it. And here in front of the house wasn't going to be a good idea anyway because it was direct sunlight, probably 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight. And that's not good in 100-degree weather. My fish would probably cook. So I was thinking of one of those triangle shaped shade uh, things to put up, but I couldn't figure out how to mount it. Two sides of it could mount on the house, and then the other one would have to be on a pole or something. Hey John, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. My energy levels drooping. I didn't get a nap. We were out eating late because of previous appointments and such. But Mr. SLC Aquatics is coming out of the truck and will be passing me here in a few minutes. Maybe he'll stop and say hello. Lee wants to say hi to Big Rod. You have to wait 15 seconds.
Okay. Hi, Lee.
And Monster Fish Gal.
And all of the fish family.
This is Rod, Mr. SLC Aquatics, the one that gave me wisdom and to have patience to wait for the pond water to clear. And now everybody is saying, oh, how clear the pond water is. I said, thanks to Rod, because Susan was going to do another water change. Look at Lee. Rod, 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 Rod. But we love you.
Love you. Love you all.
Muppet saying Rod. Monster Fish Gal says hi, Rod. Thank you. Love you.
Okay, love you.
I won't be out here much longer. The mosquitoes are biting.
Would you like to light a candle?
Huh?
Would you light a candle?
I don't. Well, sure. Oh, I brought my TDS meter out here too. And I was going to test my water to see what it is. 186, 175. Okay. It went down to 175, and let's see what the temperature is. 26 degrees Celsius, 79 degrees, 78. I can't believe that. It doesn't feel like it. Oh, 77. It's dropping. 76. I better wait. Yeah, it's dropping because it feels colder than 75 degrees. It's still dropping. It stopped. Nope, it's still dropping. It's not 73 degrees. Huh? On the table, be fine. Thank you. Oh, you are going to? It's okay. I've only gonna 10 more minutes. Appreciate it. So, what did I say that I think it's 187. Lee says he loves you, big fella. He loves you too. It's almost 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Still a few more hours to go, plus about 2 hours of sun. Yeah, John. It's almost 7 o'clock here. It's 6:52 Central. It would be 7:52 Eastern. I still have maybe another hour, hour and a half of sunlight or daylight. Not sunlight, but daylight. The sun is setting behind me on the other side of the house. But when I first started with the water change a month ago, I think it was, I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was in the 600s or 700s on TDS on the pond, but it hadn't been changed, all season long. So the last water change I did was in fall. And then during the fall and winter, we did some topping off, and Rod actually filled the 40 gallon and the 20 gallon because it didn't require dechlorinator because um, there was no fish in them. But I did the pond because um, I needed to add dechlorinator and check the water quality and everything before winter. Lee says he loves you, big fella. He loves you too. It's 005. It's 52 minutes tomorrow morning in England on Portsea Island, and we had snow today. We never get snow. What's going on? I don't know, Lee. I just look up for my Lord to come back to get us all and put us in a peaceful place if we've prepared our lives to go to be with him. And that's how I deal with it. If you get in the good book from Genesis to Revelations, it'll tell you what's going on. He said the days will be shortened for my elect's sake. You won't be able to tell the seasons, and there will be rioting and pestilence everywhere. But there's peace in my heart, and I love my fishes, and I love you all. So I'm going to go ahead. I started early, so I'm going to go ahead and end early. but I want to thank every one of you for being with me tonight, all six of you. I don't know what happened to the crowd tonight, but that's okay. Those of you that came, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope y'all enjoyed looking at the ponds with me on the porch tonight. And remember to keep your fish happy and fed and sit there and enjoy them. Take care of them. I put a couple of mollies in the yard tub, 78 water temperature before sunset, 55 in the morning. Good to go. I hope we'll add a few more tomorrow. That sounds good, John. And Lee says, bless you, Susan. Bless you all. And thank you. And we love you. And God bless you. Susan for SLC Aquatics, hashtag Fish Fam Mom. Thank you. Next time.